Hello there, Ashley here. I hope you're having a great day today. I wanted to put together this video for you if you're currently experiencing a lot of things like bloating, constipation, indigestion, heartburn, stomach discomfort, cramping, fatigue, low energy, perhaps low moods, the whole shebang. Now, I want you to ask yourself, how long have you been struggling with these symptoms? Is this something rather new, or is this something that you've been struggling with for quite some time now, maybe even a decade, perhaps longer? Because most of the time, we can really think back and notice a pattern of when these symptoms started and when these symptoms started to evolve. And it's not usually something new that just kind of pops out of from nowhere, right? Now, I know for myself, it was this slow evolution. It was like this slow development of symptoms, starting with tummy troubles as a kid, frequent illnesses, food allergies, or sensitivities. And it honestly just got worse as I moved into adulthood. I started experiencing horrible digestive issues. I was constantly bloated. I was overweight. I was actually diagnosed with IBS at the age of 19. And I suffered from horrible periods, from migraines. And to top all this off, I was beginning to develop severe chronic anxiety. And, it's been a long decade. It's been a long decade of me really taking matters into my own hands and advocating for myself and really trying to get to the bottom of what was driving all of these symptoms. So, for me, like I said, it was this slow progression. And this is true for many of my clients as well. Perhaps this is also true for you. And so, for most people, it's not like this. You wake up one morning and all of a sudden you have all of these new symptoms. It might be 5, 10, 20, or 30 years in the making. And the problem is, a lot of the time, society has allowed us to believe that a lot of these symptoms are common and normal, which simply is not true. Now, of course, sometimes things can happen rather suddenly, and in that case, treatment would look a little bit different. Generally, if symptoms come on quite suddenly out of the blue, it has more to do, and it's more likely the result of an acute infection, bacterial related in nature, whether it's food poisoning or, you've been on vacation, you've picked up some type of bug. That's typically when I see symptoms happen rather suddenly. But regardless of what camp you fall into, it's really important that you pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. I ignored these symptoms for years. And, think of the symptoms that you're experiencing as a little check engine light, like a little warning signal going off, on your car, telling you that something needs your attention, something is wrong, something's not quite right. And you need to take this seriously. So, maybe you have sought out professional help in the past. Likely you have taken this seriously, but unfortunately, you've probably been left with more questions than answers and a lot of frustration. You've probably been told by your doctor that this is something you just need to live with. Maybe they have labeled it as IBS, as was in my case, and told you everything was normal and that you just need to eat more fiber or less fiber, exercise more, lose the weight. Maybe you've been told to try different prescriptions to help manage your symptoms. Or maybe you have gone down the holistic path and you've been given a handful of supplements, told to follow a super strict elimination diet, do a crazy cleanse, with really no clear understanding as to why you're doing these things in the first place. And maybe once you stopped doing these things, your symptoms returned. Now, look, I get it. I'm saying all of this because, as I said, it's been a long journey for me. I've been down both of these paths. And the thing is, none of these things worked for me because it wasn't addressing the root causes of the problem. It wasn't addressing, and what I later determined and found was dysbiosis, bacteria infections in the gut, lack of healthy bacteria, not having enough of the good guys on board to support my health. And, things like leaky gut, a weak stomach lining is really what that means. Nutrient deficiencies, not eating perhaps all of the nutrients we should be eating. and things like malabsorption, so not digesting our nutrients appropriately because of digestive dysfunction. So of course, there is a long list of potential root causes. Those are some of them. Those are actually some of the ones that I was struggling with. And until I really got to the bottom of those things, it was like two steps forward, one step back. Okay. And what really changed the game for me was stool testing, functional lab stool testing. Okay. I utilize on myself and I utilize on my clients the GI map by Diagnostic Solutions. And the reason why this has been a game changer and the reason why this has been the solution for me is because, our microbiome, our gut, everything going on inside of our gut, inside of our body plays such an incredible role in our digestive health and in our overall health. And so running the right types of tests will get you the answers that you are after. And then the right practitioner can help you identify those root causes and put together a plan in place to correct those root causes, correct those gut imbalances in order to get you relief. You're not meant to just put up with these things. These are all very fixable. I'm proof, hundreds of my clients are proof as well. And, I know I've talked a little bit, I've touched upon stool testing here. If you've been following me for quite some time, you've likely heard me talk about this before as well. So, what I thought I would do is I've put together a little walkthrough video showing you what the test looks like, some of the information that we get from the test, like really tangible, in front of your face. What does that actually look like? And then I want to share a little bit of like a sample action plan. What exactly does that treatment look like? What does that look like when we're going about fixing these imbalances? So if you're interested in that little walkthrough video, you can check it out in the comments below. I have attached it there. And if you've got questions or you're looking for more support, like I said, I know how isolating this journey can be. I was on it for 2 decades. And I still feel like I'm working on my health at times, right? But I now have the tools to navigate any little, bump in the road. So don't hesitate to reach out. You're not alone. I love connecting with people in my community, whether you decide to work with me or not. You can always email or find me on Instagram. I'll add my handle below as well. Okay. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, and we will talk very soon.